come out. It's time for a tale. Oh, my darlings, there is a delicate balance in discovering fear. You see, it's hidden deep inside of us, lurking behind our boundaries until it rises like a pool out through your throat into a high-pitched scream, because fear can be a symphony. Well, today we're going to slice back your boundaries, cut away at the illusion of the flesh that protects you, the brain that shields you, and really get to know our friend, fear. So tell me, what do you find when all the layers are pulled back like a scalpel dissecting the dead frog that is humanity, and all you find inside is the oozing center that are the primal actions of an animal: fight or flight, hit or hide, run or ram. Well, this chapter proves that our campers are nothing more than that. Crazed beasts looking for safety, searching for light, and pawing at the ground to find a small bit of warmth in a world of cold and darkness. Will they find it? Would you find it? Are you the scalpel or the frog? These are the sagas of Sundry. I am Mr. Wren, and this is Dread.
Miss Raina, you had just taken the skeleton key to unlock the front door. As you opened up that door, you see some really old photography. But there's something odd about each one of the people.
This baby's dead in the picture.
Maybe this is like one of those places they would bring people to take photos of their dead kids or something.
You go through the rest of the house and you discover that there are 4 locked doors. But one on the inset is this.
Look what I found, guys.
5/28/24. Agatha and the boys. Left to right. Simon, 3/13/19.
What if Simon's not dead, right? What if this old guy still lives here and he's just like playing with toys like a little creeper? Catch! Whoa! I think maybe there's something about the goat and this situation.
He's here.
Lo and behold, there is an old radio.
Turn it off! Turn it off!
They weren't talking to us. We were listening to them.
I want to go home.
You don't have a home to go to. Satine, you can opt not to pull, but something bad is going to happen.
Tat, you should know, I thought I was alone this whole year. But when you broke down and told us everything, I realized that I was being selfish.
You think you know everything? I'm going to not pull.
Tat,
What you
no,
don't
I'm
know,
telling you,
what
I
you
didn't
don't know
realize
is that I was in the hospital for months, that I OD'd.
You hear a loud thump. Boom! Boom! Someone's in the house. Welcome back. Well, it seems our campers have found themselves locked inside of an old, abandoned, or at least what they thought was abandoned, Victorian mansion. Now, these footprints that have so rudely interrupted the conversation that Sat was having with Darby about the situation that they're in, that seems to be put aside as you hear the large booming sound of a huge male simply calling Mom. Over and over again as the sickening kitchen sponge carpet continues to squish, and the walls, thin as they are, you can distinctly hear that he is on the other side of the wall and is walking slowly through the house.
Okay, if we can hear him on the other side of the wall, does that mean he's not near the hallway currently? He's over in the kitchen area?
From what you can tell, he is coming up to the large double doors that were at the end of that hallway and is on the verge of either going left or right.
We've got to head towards the door with the symbols.
Mom! Where are you, Mom?
I hide behind the door. If the door, does the door open inward or outward?
Door opens inward.
So I hide behind the door?
The door is shut.
Yeah. So like if it opens, I want to be behind it with my toy axe.
Sounds good.
Is there any piece of cloth anywhere that I can kind of try and cover the... Go ahead and do my best to kind of hide the light from the lantern with the cloth in my body and kind of roll against the wall.
As you roll against the wall, there's this moment where you hear the footsteps. Stop. And there's a tense moment before you hear the sounds moving again, and they are getting farther away from you, presumably moving to the right side of the building from the front entrance. Mom! Mom, where are you? What are we doing?
Go to the dial door.
As you open the door silently and through the darkness in front of you, which is pitch black at this stage, it would be hard for anybody to see you, even if they were looking directly towards you. And you wonder briefly for a moment, how is he walking through this place? Does he just know the layout of the house really well? As you go out and you make your coveted left towards the end of the hall where the door with all of the dials and the numbers are laid out in front of you.
I would open my coat ever so slightly to let some light onto the door so we can see the different dials.
Yep. Now, as this small amount of light graces the front of this large door, you wonder briefly what could possibly be so important that they would have to put something like this on the door. What are they hiding?
I think if we start here.
I don't think we start at 6.
But there's an arrow away from 7, so it can't be as simple as that.
Start at 7.
Oh yeah, let's start at 7. What happens if we do start with 7 though?
You turn that symbol and you hear a satisfying click as the small knob now actually has some give, pushing it inside of the sealed door.
Well, that's the right start. And then second, what if we do this top one?
You click it to the symbol and push it easily into the door.
Go to 5 or go to the middle first?
I think middle first.
Okay.
You click it to the symbol and push it, and all of them pop back out.
All right. Okay.
Again.
7 blank 6, and just keep going
Skip
to 5.
to 5.
It turns and it pushes in.
4.
And then this one, or do you
4,
want to
right?
go to
4
4?
maybe.
You press it in, and they all pop back out again.
Maybe we should have listened to the arrows after all.
So
Sorry.
here, and then across.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do that.
You push that one in, and it pushes in smoothly.
And then maybe skip that one
There.
and then go to 4 and then push 4.
Mom! Mom!
Okay, 4, 4, 4.
You in your room, Mom? Yeah, that one goes in.
While this is happening, I'm gonna take the cloth that he gave me and ignite the very tip of it and go and toss it into the dark room to try and distract.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Okay, so we only have these 2
And
left.
click that one.
Click that one.
And then that
And then
one.
that one.
You watch as bars, which at first you thought were these linear paths that were tracing each one of the lines, they actually seem to be steel bars. After each bar finally sets into place, the door on its own opens as you toss this flaming handkerchief into the middle of the dark room, and you see it sitting there and starting to smolder. Since it's a hardwood floor, it's definitely making the wood around it hot. And you can start to feel the heat as the rest of the handkerchief catches fire. If you want to keep watching it to see if it catches the room flame, you can. Otherwise, we can.
No, we back out.
Okay. You back into it and shutting the door behind you, and you find yourself in a musky, damp room. Seems to actually be a bedroom. You know that because there's a large master bed with a beautiful looking vanity and several chairs, one of which is occupied.
What?
You can hear that. Of somebody rocking back and forth, and in the chair is a darkly veiled person.
Agatha.
She doesn't say anything. As far as you know, doesn't even acknowledge that you're there.
Is there any way to lock the door behind us?
None.
Are there any other exits in this room?
There's a door, but there's a lot of stuff. Just boxes and boxes, furniture all piled up against it.
We still have this, right?
If you brought it with you,
Why did you bring that?
Of course. I'm gonna take out one of these.
you take one out and nothing happens.
Take out the rest of them.
Yeah, you see nothing happens. The room is actually still depressingly quiet, minus the of the rocking chair. Mom! Mom! And now you can hear the stomping. Don't come out of your room, Mom! As you hear the stomping coming closer and closer and closer to the door.
There's not a room for all of us. I'm gonna hide behind the door.
Hide behind the door. Great.
I go into the bed.
You go into the bed.
Is there anything heavy to hold, to grab?
If you would like something to attack or assault potentially Simon with, make a pull.
Okay. Okay.
Tommy, what are you doing?
What? He might come in here, Raina.
Simon is upset. Door open. Mom, where are you?
As you are looking through the house, can hear the thinnest, most
God.
discreet voice coming from the rocking chair.
She's not dead. She's not dead.
Simon. Simon.
Don't touch
Come
me.
here, my boy. Simon. He wants you in here, Simon. He wants you in here, my boy. He tells me there are people here. Mom! And the door slams open as you see a giant 6'8" man with a large bulbous head and discarded children's clothing that seems to be too small for him crack the door open.
And at that point, that's when I grab one of the bedposts, which rips free, and I go straight for his head.
And you whack him right across the side of the face as you watch his head slam to the side as he grabs both of the sides of the door frames.
As soon as this happens, I will go over and try my best to push any of the boxes and shit that are against the other door out of the way to make it free.
Tanner pulls all of these items down, and you see briefly the door slide for a minute. And even though it can't lock, it looks like you could easily push the door and hold Simon back from breaking into this room while you're clearing the rest of the door. Who wants to hold the door? Raina, you want to hold the door?
You just beat up a monster for us. Yeah, I'm going for the door.
Well, Raina, it's time to hold the door. Now what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna hold these two buckets while the rest of your team take those blocks and put them to the other side, representing all of the stuff that they have to clear out. So can I get everybody to stand up and move over
guys,
to those cinder blocks,
I'm
please?
so sorry.
All right, Raina. Now, just grab the buckets and I will count you in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On 5, you may lift, and players, you may start stacking.
You got this.
All right, Raina.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mom!
Come on, Raina. Come on, Raina.
I'm gonna get you! Push!
Oh my
You
God,
watch
these
as
are heavy.
each time the barrel of the door just hits over and again, and you feel your body start to give away as it clamps over again. And you feel the weight of this simpleton man just slamming his body up against you over and over again. And you can feel your tiny, frail frame holding 250, 300 pounds. It's so done. But you hold the door. You hold it. And you make it without any difficulty. And you see the door is cleared and you can all run inside.
Thank you. Thank you.
Quickly played, all of you.
God.
I'm so proud
That is some
of
water.
the fact that you managed to escape death yet again. You pull this door open and you watch as there is a sharp descending staircase leading down, as steps go straight into blackness, and the small amount of light that is coming from Tanner's tiny, tiny oil lamp barely penetrates 5 feet in front of you, and you can smell earth and death.
Oh, yeah.
Good idea, but it's our
This
only
is better.
choice.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's probably something down here because she was saying something about somebody else who says that we're here.
Let's go.
As you run through the door, you begin this discussion as you barrel down, and the last thing, Tanner, that you see as the last one out through the door is this man bursting through the open door, this giant frame of a man who looks at you and sees this leather ball that you've been holding on to, and you hear a cry, a whimper, a sadness inside of it as it looks to you, and fear, realization, and nostalgia all pass in front of its face at one time as it holds its hand out to it, and the door slams behind you as you head downstairs. As you barrel down as fast as you possibly can, you start to realize that this seems to actually be opening up into a natural cavern of some sort. And the bare dirt walls start to turn into stone as you begin to get deeper, deeper, and deeper. And the walls clench down on you tighter and tighter and tighter as it opens up into a large space. But at some point, the natural cavern appears to have closed this part off, and what was easily seemed to have been a opening now has a large set of rocks that seem to be leaning in a bit of a barricade inside of that space. So someone's gonna have to hold the rocks while the rest of you climb through. Who's it gonna be?
I'll do it. I've been a chicken this whole time.
All right, Sad. Make a pull. It's time to pull. And you can hear, not terribly far behind you, the sounds of this man
Oh my
who
God.
seems to be moving aggressively down through this staircase. He's not going as curtly or as slowly as you all were. He seems almost to be rolling down the stairs, and you can hear his voice. As he is barreling down sideways, pushing and yelling, and all you can hear is his voice, but in between each mumbled cry, it seems to be getting closer. In fact, at some point, Sad, you can actually feel his breath pulsing on the back of your neck, making your hair stand on end as you attempt to grab this giant piece of rock and lift it just tall enough that your friends may crawl underneath, presumably to safety.
Oh my God.
What is going to happen, Satine?
No.
Are you going to get the rock? Is it going to be in place? Or will simple Simon take your life so that your friends may live? Let's see what the tower says.
Oh my God.
The tower says she lives. Oh my, Set. You've lifted that rock and you've put into place, and you watch as Caden, as Darby, as Raina, and Tanner run underneath. And just as you're about to put your own body right through the crevice underneath, you see Simon coming down with his hands looming for your neck. But you dodge underneath in time as the rock comes slamming down and blocks him from you, leaving you a safe space. You can see his arm piercing through as he looks, and his two eyes are all that you can see through the crevice as he looks right at Tanner as much as he can and holds his hands out. And he bangs and he bangs and he bangs on the floor.
Step over and just gently put the ball towards the opening.
He watches the hand grabs it, pulls it back in, and goes as he walks slowly away from the side of the cavern, and you can hear his lumbering form going up the steps.
What?
No, that wasn't.
This is not what I signed up for. This is not what it was supposed to be.
You having fun now?
Tons.
A lot of fun. Everything's just so much fun, isn't it?
God, Tanner.
Harder. One more time. Harder so I can see it.
Hey,
Come on,
Hey.
Tanner. What's your problem?
this isn't his fault.
There's a lot of things that are his fault. Just give me a moment to enjoy him brought down a peg.
We are at the bottom. There is no down a peg.
Guys,
What's he talking about?
there's still hope. I thought everything was leading to the goat man, but I think he's still out there.
Didn't you say he was supposed to help us or something? Isn't that what that ritual was? Do you have another ritual that'll get us out of dirt?
I have one.
You have one.
I have one that
No.
could call the goat man.
Darby, no. That is. You've been trying to talk to him for a year, and I've been trying to stop you because
This wasn't the
I
goat.
know it happened. But if you talk to him, he will come and he will finish the job and he will kill all of us.
You did run away from him, remember?
Yeah, but that's, I mean, we're coming, anytime you come into a situation, you have your own judgments on it, and then that situation is tainted. It's all part of this. You have to come in with an open heart and an open soul.
Darby. Did you ever think, maybe, for all the time you spent telling people that you were not crazy, and honestly, I don't fucking know if you're crazy or not. No idea. That maybe you spent so much time saying that you're not crazy that maybe you didn't take a second, and I'm not blaming, to ask if you were right? Crazy or fucking otherwise? Do you think that you might be wrong about all this? Not crazy, just fucking wrong?
Well, Sat, this is why I didn't reach out.
We could have had this whole conversation before.
Yeah, but you wouldn't let me come. Nobody lets me do anything
You don't
anymore.
ask.
No, I
You
did.
like took this all upon yourself as if it was your thing because you're so righteous and you know everything.
Guys, we're all fucked up in our own way, okay?
That's what I was trying to tell you, is that I since being here, I realized that I wasn't the only fucked up one. That's all I meant.
1 year! A year!
A year in a time where all of us are going through a lot of fucking decisions
What
and
did
changes.
you go through,
And nobody
Mr.
talked to
I'm taking
anybody.
photos and like this is my thing and I'm like so smart that and everybody respects me, Mr. Journalist.
Zach, leave him alone, Jesus.
It's been a fucking year trying to figure out the fact that I can't connect with anybody but you guys.
You didn't even try to connect with us. I don't understand why you would even try to connect with other people except for your family,
Because
which is what we
everyone
are.
shut us all down. Everyone, even each other. We're still doing it. That's why. We're still shutting each other fucking down.
You guys all talked to each other. You guys left me out of the picture.
You know, that's not even true. I reached out. Brick
almost
wall.
died,
Guess
and you guys
what?
didn't even
I
care.
was in love with her, and she fucked me.
What?
She told me to go. She couldn't do it. Those were literally your words. I can't do this.
Any of us been fucking right for this past god fucking year?
I'm gonna take a look at the room we're in.
You can see that you're actually in a two-tiered cavern with two small ramps leading up to a secondary floor and a large open space that is right in front of you. And in that open space is bones. Bleached white bones, and not animal bones. You can clearly see the sites of a mass grave. More importantly, this site is old. And there are a few items of interest that you actually find in that area. One of them is a small leather pouch.
As I take the leather pouch and hold it out, showing the bones, we have more pressing matters at the moment. But consider the fact that we all took a year to figure out what was so fucked up with us so we could go back and apologize for it. That's why we all came back, right? We all wouldn't have fucking showed up if we didn't care, if we didn't regret what we did this past year. Whether between the two of you or any of us. All right, we all missed each other, whether we want to admit it or not, or at least I fucking have.
I'm not gonna say I'm sorry. I don't need to. I tried to reach out to you guys.
Zach, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we had stupid phone calls. They were stupid. They were super lame. You're my best friend.
Things have not been right.
So let's figure out a way to get out of here. And we can work through our shit in some parking lot somewhere. Okay? Just not in a mass grave right now. What's inside this?
I don't know what's inside of it.
Little gem turtles, like this one.
Sad as you look around, you notice something else. There's a body in there that seems to be newer than a lot of the bleached bone ones that you see. And this one in particular has the remnants of some clothing. In fact, there's even some skin and soft tissue still attached to it. Maybe the musk or the dryness of this cavern has preserved it in a way that allowed it to stay more fresh than the rest. But you see it's holding on to a journal. And as you pick the journal up, it crumples into dust inside of your hand and falls apart. But there are 3 pages that seem to still be intact enough that you could make them legible.
The Yakoti tribe did inhabit this land. Dr. Halcom will eat his hat at the next Ancient Civilization seminar. When I align my geographical model with the surrounding landmarks of this valley, he'll say my deductions must not be so utterly baseless, after all. The western butte, shaped like the head of some pointy-eared dog, perfectly matches with the stone mountain drawn in the Yatoki pictographs. They depict a bloody battle that overlooks the forest covering the lower riverland and are consistent of the same pine, elm, and oak fauna described by the Yakati herbalists. I have found their homestead. I told you, like that movie with the Indians and the ghosts and stuff. My journey from the university may have been exhausting, but the restless nights I spend camping in this territory is far more taxing upon my constitution. The same restlessness that plagues my night seems to affect the trees here as well. The wind whistles through their branches at night with such ferocity that it sounds like the wailing of the long dead peoples of this land. I clearly need more restful accommodations. Perhaps tomorrow I will hike back to civilization. There's one last page. The apparition appeared again, this time in the exact guise of my long-dead sister, Beatrice. Initially, I was fooled calling out to her in desperation. However, I knew the creature's true identity when she giggled and beckoned me to follow her into the darkness. Beatrice never smiled.
And laid in his hand next to the journal is a small flint knife, which appears to be crafted with antler for its handle. Seems to have been holding it as if the last desperate hold of a man who is without options.
So, what did you guys get from that?
Remember last time we were here, we kept seeing each other laugh?
Oh yeah, it impersonated us. Maybe we should cut ourselves? So, wait, listen. Underneath, like a piece of clothing so that we can show each other like this is us. Because if an apparition tries to double up on us, like we know to be like this.
What we could just decide on a sign or something.
Well, yeah, I guess we could, but I feel like we need to do a thing on ourselves.
I trust you.
All set? The flint knife is undeniably sharp.
I take the knife from you, and I kind of rest the blade across the little bit of lamp, the flickering fire at the tip, to try and make sure that it's
Sterile.
sterile, at least, the best as I can get it, and kind of give a smile on the side and say, I've known you a long time, since first grade. And so I do a number 1.
Number 1. Tanner's number 1.
First grade.
Oh.
Just do it until it hurts, and then you don't have to do it anymore.
Well, that reminds a heart. A really crude little heart.
Right. I'm doing a triangle with horns.
You are the instigator of so much dumb.
Yeah, but you have so much fun with it.
Sometimes. I carve 2 X's together.
I promise, if we survive this, I will never take you guys camping ever again. A circle with a line through it.
You've all made your marks of friendship upon your body in the hopes that that symbol will protect you from any creatures that hope to impersonate you and the position that you've made as friends inside of this group. And as this moment kind of coalesces, this ritual of friends, Caden, you begin to see something stirring inside of the pile of bones.
What is it?
Come with me. Now, as you look into this pile of bones, you actually start to hear something press into your mind as a dark, ominous, but seducing tone kind of comes into your consciousness. And it says to you, you can hear it, it's as clear as day.
Caden, I know what you brought with you. I want you to help me. I need you to cleanse this land. It is impure. Bring it to the entrance and see it turn all to ash. Let my minions rise.
When will I know?
You'll know. You and your friends. We will do great things together. And there is an even better price for you to be by my side. Now, are we clear?
No.
All right, everyone. Now, as you look down upon this pile of bone cadence, the 4 of you begin to see the movement as well. And you can start to see what first was a single bone, maybe coming out of position in the giant pile, starts to become a slow, unearthly rumble as you can feel something in the air. A deep, dark, misty presence as the sounds of battle echo inside of your mind. You can hear, if not feel something in the room with you. And with that, a hand reaches straight out from up the bone pile, and you can see corpse flesh and maggots and cockroaches ripping up inside of the arm as another hand lifts itself up, and you see the remnants of a Native American brave standing tall with his small talismans and a leather skirt as he lifts a stone hatchet into the air and goes straight for you, City.
I went to go take my photo at your behest, but as soon as I see it turn towards you, I drop the camera and just leap to body slam it.
Make a pull.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. You have the turtles, right? You do have the turtles. Just saying.
Turtles up.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Now, Tanner, you see this skeletal form of an Indian brave lifting up out of these rotten bone piles. You notice that other corpses are starting to come and manifest and reanimate in this room as well. Some seem to be as old as time, but some are fresh and new. In fact, they have perfectly atoned flesh onto them as they are moving around you over and over again. These bodies are crisp and fleshy, and they seem like they're hungry. Will you make it? Will you hold it? Will you take in time? Or will your friends fall?
Don't listen to him.
Will you fall in the name of saving Sat?
Hold it.
Only the Looks like you found another one of our hidden compartments. Would you like to read what's inside?
Would. Bow and arrow. How timely. All right,
That's
then.
actually very timely.
Oh my god.
But the tower says no. The tower says that you slam against that body and you bring it down as it falls into a pile of ashes in front of you. And you lift Sat up with her hand and you run.
Come on, go! Lantern out in front, just to keep whatever visual range we have of where we're going.
You run forward as fast as you possibly can, and you go through twist and turn and curve and run, and you see something. Oh, you see something as you come to the side, and it's fine. There's a bow and an arrow lying right there on the side. Simply in one of the alcoves as you coming twisting around, your lantern shows it right there as you see it. You grab it, and as the bones are scraping along the side of the stonework, and you can hear the screams of the undead moving in front of you, you twist and turn through the caverns, and you can see light at the end of the tunnel.